Hey guys, it's Lord of Fish. So we're here for game 2 of our Modern League. The duo is such a fast game, I figure let's just get straight into the content. Alright, so we're on the draw and this editing is really fast. I'm trying to get used to a new software, but bear with me. So this opening hand, pretty keepable, Tide Shaper to just deal with a land, 2 lords. It's overall fine. Now, we know our opponent's playing Burn when they drop the Lava Spike, which means you don't want to play Tide Shaper as a 1-drop, and you just want to pass through here so you can kick and target their lands. This turn they play Island of the Great Revel, so we might as well use Subtlety to deal with it when we still can. I pitch Glass Pool because Glass Pool makes kind of slow in this matchup. And then our opponent just passes through here. Now I decided to play a Mutavault and then kick a Tide Shaper and target the Horizon land because you don't want them to be able to sacrifice that and then get value with it. So then they go back for the Island of the Great Revel. That has to resolve, but we draw Subtlety, which is unfortunate. But we have to take 2 off the Eidolon here, but we have Island Walk, might as well just swing in for 3, keep the damage coming. We're only at 15, it's turn 4, we're doing quite well here. And yeah, the editing, it's not that good for this game, it's just like really washy right now. Our opponent decides to bolt our face, but that's fine. And then they go for a Steward of the Critics, and they kill off the Master of the Pearl Trident. Unfortunate, but it's fine. They only have 2 cards left in hand, and they cannot sacrifice the Horizon land, so that's nice. So we have the choice of holding up a Subtlety, or playing a Lord and activating a Mutavault to swing in for more damage. So it's quite conflicting, but the idea here is just pass through, hope the opponent attacks with Eidolon of the Great Revel, then, before blocks, play Subtlety, and hope that they just, they attack into the Subtlety. They did not attack, though, and I'm like, alright, I guess I'll just play this out as a body. So, we draw Aether Vial, that's basically useless, and here you can play 1 Lord out, and then activate a Mutavault, but you can't activate both Mutavaults. Yeah, I said the editing is not very good here. So we have to take 2, but that's fine. And activate a Mutavault. Make sure you activate the Mutavault without summoning Sickness. And that's always the one on the bottom for Magic Online. Then I just swung with everything, and I believe our opponent had to take lethal here. And that was a good game. Alright, so we're back for sideboarding, and I decided to cut 2 dismembers because the best target is Eidolon of the Great Revel, and even still there, it's not really worth the 4 life you have to pay for the dismember, and yes, it can take off a Monastery Swiftspear or a Goblin Guide, but realistically speaking, you should be able to block those before you need to pay 4 life to kill them. So I decided to cut dismember in this matchup. Now I also cut Subtlety because in my opinion, Subtlety is really not that good. I mean, yes, you can target Eidolon of the Great Revel. Yes, you can target turn 1 Goblin Guide. But still, to me, it just seems really clunky. They can put the card back on top or bottom. It just isn't as good as you'd think, honestly. Now, when it comes to bringing in cards, I decided to bring in 2 Spell Pierces, since Spell Pierce is really good versus Lightning, Helix, Boros Charm, literally any of their burn spells. And that extra bit of life can be really relevant, so it's always useful to bring these in. It's just an efficient way to deal with them. Now you also want to bring in Force Negation just for free interaction to deal with one of those burn spells. And with that said, let's get into game 2. So this game we're on the draw, and this hand has only 1 land, and it's an amazing hand other than that, and I'm like, you know what? I'll keep it. I got 2 Tide Shapers out. If I'm desperate, I'll run them out as chum blockers. My opponent, they just pass through here. We don't draw a land. It's concerning, but I'm like, alright, we'll just let it go. Our opponent passes through with 2 mana open. We draw the land, and I'm like, oh, thank God. So play out Tide Shaper as a 1-drop. Our opponent decides to Boros Charm us. That's fine and expected. Just make one of the lands an island, and then we pass through to our opponent. Our opponent plays a Sacred Foundry, and then they decide to play Skullcrack. That's fine. Alright, we draw Curse Catcher, not doing too well on mana, but I'm like, let's just keep up the mana screw plan. Tide Shapers to the end. So, that's pretty nice. And then, obviously, guaranteed Island Walk with the Lord, so it's just great right now. They have another land, though, which is actually unfortunate for us. We draw Master the Pearl Trident, and I was like, alright, let's just play out one of these lords and start getting into an aggro strategy, and hope my opponent doesn't kill me soon, because think about it like this. Our Tide Shapers will be 4/4s if we play another lord next turn, and we won. Yep, that was really fast, but it was a quick win, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you next time.